I think we got it.
We got it. Okay.
All rise. The Sussex County Chancery Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge David Wolfe, President presiding. All have business drawn near and be heard. God bless the state of the United States and this honorable court. May be seated.
Good morning. I think we've got our technical difficulties settled. All right, now we're ready. I think we have our technical difficulties worked out.
2025 CV 41 regarding Corey Painter by Gregory Flowers.
Your Honor, Randy Shannon on behalf of the petitioner. What we have here is a very loving matter, something we often find in court. We have a young man who would like to be legally adopted by his stepfather. Both are present here, as you saw from the petition. Both have joined in to have this take place. I'll be happy to elicit any testimony you'd like to have for the basics.
All right, let's have both parties raise your right hand and be placed under oath.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall now give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Step up to the microphone there. Let's have you both testify. Go ahead, you put on your proof.
Would you state your name?
Corey Painter.
How old are you, Corey?
I'm 22.
What is your relationship with Gregory Flowers?
Gregory is my stepfather. He's been in my life since roughly 2014.
Is it your intent today to have him declared as your legal father?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that by doing so, you will completely sever all ties with your biological father who has predeceased you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any further for that? Yes. Mr. Flowers, would you step forward? Would you state your name for the record, please, sir?
Gregory Flowers?
Mr. Flowers, you are a resident of Humphreys County?
Yes, sir.
And it is your desire to join in this petition with your stepson to have him legally adopted by you?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Flowers, you understand that by doing so, he becomes a legal heir and would be in your family and in a sense as father, your responsibility for the remainder of your life?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You have other children, Mr. Flowers?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you know what you're getting into, even though he's legally an adult. I've often said that, you know, the responsibility of a parent doesn't end when they turn 18, and obviously you have some experience in that line. The other thing I would point out to you is that my experience is both professionally and personally, and being a step parent is a difficult job. It can be very trying, and trying to maintain the proper perspective since you're not the biological parent of that child. But one of the greatest compliments that can be paid to you as a parent is that your stepson is asking that you become his actual father. Because after today, it will be the same as if he was your biological child. You understand that?
Sure.
Right. And I'm happy to grant the adoption. You have an order prepared?
Your Honor, I do.
Thank you.
Hopefully it'll meet with your approval, sir. If not, we'll get it to your approval.
All right. Congratulations, Mr. Flowers. It's a boy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
2023 CV 109 regarding the conservatorship of Crystal Collier by Paige Horn and Kelly Galbraith.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
John Jablonski of the National Bar. It's my motion for approval of fees.
Any objection voiced? All right. Your request is granted.
May I have the filing order and take it to the clerk's office to get a copy?
You may, as soon as I finish signing your order.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, I gave you my docket sheet too.
Yes, sir. Big one.
Okay, thank you.
2014 CV 158 Kenneth Mars versus Cindy Franklin.
This is petition to terminate child support. And you have filed this pro se, if I understand correctly, Mr. Morris. Your child, that according to this information, will not be 18 until July 21st. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So I can't terminate child support until that point. So we need to just reset it. The law says that you owe an obligation for your child until your child turns 18 and graduates from high school, or the class of which they're a member graduates. Has your daughter graduated from high school?
Son. No, he has not.
Son, I'm sorry. So what grade is your son in?
Senior.
He will be a senior coming up.
He was held back in the 3rd grade, so he'll be a senior coming up this year.
So I want you to understand, Mr. Morris, that I cannot terminate your child support as long as he remains in school, because the class of which he was a member when he turned 18 will not graduate until next year. So by statute, it will be July of 2026 before you can have your child support terminated.
He is in Penn Foster, hoping to graduate early.
Okay.
And he's also needing to get in touch with his dad. He is trying to enlist in the military.
Okay.
He needs his dad's signature on his paperwork so that he can start working out ahead of time while he's still in school. And he has not gotten a response from his dad at this point.
Well, now that's.
Doesn't sign it.
Pardon?
Doesn't sign the papers.
When did you sign it?
Well, this is not a point. This is not.
Okay.
Hold on. Now, the two of you are talking about something that's not before the court.
Okay.
Obviously, it's in your best interest for him to get into the military if you want to terminate your child support. For him to graduate early means your child support terminates early. For him to graduate early, and he's going to do that to get into the military, then your cooperation would be in your best interest as well. So I'll leave that to the two of you to talk about. You can step out in the hallway and have that conversation and sign the paperwork today at the clerk's office and be on your way to getting him enrolled in the military. So, but I can't terminate it until he either graduates from high school early or turns 18 and graduates at that point in time. So.
Do you need the paperwork showing that he's in school?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Which one? Okay. Is this Lynn talking to? Waverly SNF Healthcare LLC, Waverly Hills Post-Acute versus Rosa Shaw. Good morning. Hold on just a second.
It's from 598-4845.
All right. Now, what is this? Who is it that's on the?
Glenn Coftenberry.
She was here.
She said she texted me, so she had to reconnect from her phone.
All right, so she needs to come in.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't come in yet.
Well, I texted Jennifer and she said he made himself this. So she can't. Okay, you made her back.
Reverse that.
Okay.
We're waiting for Ms. Coftenberry, the guardian ad litem, to join us. So if you want to step aside and let her come back in, as soon as she's back in, we'll take the matter up. So.
Thank you, Lord.
2020 CV 80, Lindsay Wilson versus Lucas Wilson.
This is our motion with respect to this case. And Mr. Knowles is on the other side of that case, and I noticed that he wasn't here, so I stepped out to give him a call. And he said it slipped through his calendar somehow that he would hustle and be on his way here.
Okay.
That's where we are with respect to that.
We'll pass it and come back to it.
2025 CV 52 regarding Alyssa Petty.
Good morning. If you'll raise your right hand, please.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall not give in the case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Thank you. State your full name for the record.
Alyssa Taylor Petty.
Miss Patty, you are today asking to change your last name, if I understand, just your last name, is that correct?
Yes.
I'm required by law to make sure that there's a legitimate purpose for that. Are you asking to change your name to avoid criminal prosecution? Are you asking to change your name to avoid your just debts or creditors? Are you asking to change your name for any illegal or inappropriate purpose?
Yes, sir.
You just want to, I think you've gotten married, and as a result, you just want to change that.
Yes.
All right, and I'm happy to do that. You've submitted an order and you've signed off on it, so your new name will be Alyssa Taylor Tyler.
Yes.
All right, I've signed your order. You can get a copy of it from the clerk a little later in the day. Okay. All right, let's go back to the prior case. Ms. Coffinberry, if you can unmute your device and turn on your camera.
Okay, that's my first time using the phone for this, so I figured it out.
Well, we can see you and we can hear you, so that's progress. All right, this is here on the motion for our petition for a conservator, and I've reviewed the file, and it appears that while she is not completely physically incompetent, that there is agreement that she is in need of a physical conservator, for a financial conservator. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. The primary purpose is to get her enrolled in long-term Medicaid insurance. The facility wasn't aware or in communication with family members at the time of this petition. Since then, I believe the nephew has reached out. The circumstances as to their availability and whether they're able to serve are still, I think, up in the air. If there comes a time where that family is working with the facility and working with the resident, we're certainly happy to petition for a successor and have them step in. But for the time being, I believe Ms. Wright is the proposed conservator, and she'll assist in getting.
So who are you proposing to be the conservator?
Miss Leslie Oliver Wright to get the long-term.
And that's consistent with what your report said, Ms. Coffinberry, that she has a nephew, but she's not comfortable with him being the physical or the person in charge of her financial matters. So you recommended an attorney, and Miss Leslie Oliver Wright does quite a few of these type cases.
She does, Your Honor. Miss Shaw has two nephews. One of them is the one that was indicted, as discussed in my report. But there's another one that lives in New Jersey, I think. And then there's two nieces, which I have no contact information for. So, and it's the one of those three may be able to serve. I'm not sure about the nephew Bruno, Angela Bruno, that had lived with her. He's probably not able to serve. And I don't think she thought he would be appropriate for managing her finances. So,
well, let's go ahead and appoint Ms. Leslie Oliver Wright, and then if some family member is able to come in that's satisfactory, then we can always release her from that. But my understanding is that another part of your report was that you wanted to have her Social Security payee transferred over to the facility she's living in, and I think that's appropriate.
yes, sir. That's what would be the most efficient way to do that.
Right. And that's what we'll rule.
And I have an order, certainly can make changes to it. It's not to your rule, Your Honor.
All right. You need to sign off on your order. Ms. Coffinberry, did you want to, have you reviewed the order, the proposed order?
I have not seen the order.
Okay. before I enter it, I'm going to require it to be sent to Ms. Coffinberry as a guardian ad litem. Let her review it. Ideally, she would sign off on it, but you can send it by email to her, and we'll go from there. So.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
That'll be fine, Your Honor. I'll just let him know if I have any issue with it.
You're an essential part of this litigation. You need to sign off on the order.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
2025 CV 47 Whitney Elmore versus John Keeney.
All right, this is an order of protection that Ms. Elmore had brought against Mr. Keeney. We've obtained an ex parte order of protection, and today's hearing is designed for the court to determine whether or not there is basis for extension of that order. First question is, do you want that order of protection extended?
I do.
All right. And do you oppose that extension of that order of protection, Mr. Keeney? You do not oppose it. You understand the order of protection can be extended for 1 year at her request, and if you don't oppose it, then we're not going to have a hearing. I'm just going to issue that order of protection as it was for 1 year. You understand that? Is that what you wish to do? Raise your right hand. Let's place you under oath.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall now give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
All right. Ms. Elmore, you've already stated, but now that you're under oath, you want to have this order of protection extended for 1 year?
I do.
All right. Mr. Keeney, you are here today as a respondent. You're entitled by law to have a hearing where the plaintiff would be, a petitioner would be required to put on proof that would justify me in issuing this order of protection for an additional period of time up to 1 year. You can agree that that order of protection can be extended without having to have that hearing. So I'm asking you earlier, and I want to make sure we were clear, do you want to oppose this extension of this order, or do you agree to the extension of the order? You do not agree with it? All right, then have a seat there at that table. Ma'am, if you'll come around, I'm going to ask you, you've already been placed under oath, so you'll need to take the witness stand here, and I need you to testify as to all of the reasons why you feel like your order of protection needs to be extended, and that goes to, in other words, you're going to have to testify about why you sought an order of protection and all of the matters that are set forth in your original petition. Okay? Speak closely into that microphone so it's picked up.
He physically threatened me, put a handgun in my hand, told me he'd shoot me or shoot him, and he violently wouldn't allow me to go get my kids while they were crying in the middle of the night. He's put his hands on me several times. He's thrown me around several of our pregnancies. He's physically, verbally abusive. And I'm scared of him. And I don't know what he will do.
Now, do you have a copy of the petition that you filed?
I do not.
All right. In that petition, you filed that you made the following accusation. It says he's woken me up from bed, grabbing me, slinging me around, throwing things at me, forced a gun in my hand and told me to shoot myself or him. Also said I could leave, but not with my kids, and if I tried, then he would kill me.
Yes.
Now, is that something that you still...
That's all accurate.
Pardon?
That's all accurate. That's all.
All right. All of that is true and correct?
Yes, sir.
And when did those things occur?
I'm not exactly sure on the date. I want to say it was like the end of May or the end of June. No, I'm sorry, the end of April, because I left Ohio May 1st. So it happened that previous Saturday night was when that happened.
You signed this petition on May the 5th, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. I got here in Tennessee on the 1st.
And so you're saying that those things that you described occurred You also stated that it's got to the point where our own kids are afraid of him. When he yells, raises his voice, they are scared, crying. I'm scared enough to not know what to expect next.
Yes, sir.
Right. And your testimony is that that's the basis for you getting an order of protection.
Yes.
And do you want the children to be involved in that order of protection as well, or do you want him to be prohibited from having any contact with you and the children?
I don't mind him being in contact with the children.
And under what circumstances were you and he living together before you got this?
Yes.
And so after you obtained this order of protection, what is your intent? Are you married to Mr. Kinney?
We're not married.
All right. Is there any custody order down between the two?
No, sir.
What are you proposing for him to be able to see these children? First of all, how old are they?
My son will be 3 in September, and then our twin girls will be 2 in November, and then I'm expecting a little girl right now.
So you're pregnant with his child?
Yes, sir.
Right. So again, I can only deal with the children that are live born, but what are you specifically asking the courts to do regarding a visitation schedule with him? And
Well, he lives out of state, so I don't know how that would work.
He lives in Ohio?
Mm-hmm. But like him communicating on the phone or whatever, I'm okay with that. But I just wouldn't want nothing to jeopardize him trying to take my kids back to Ohio, because we're here in Tennessee and we're not going nowhere.
Anything else you want to tell me about this situation?
No. No, sir.
All right. Mr. Kinney, you have questions. You're not required to ask questions, but I'm going to give you a chance to testify. But do you want to question her about anything that she said? All right. He doesn't want to question you, so you may step down. And you have a seat at the opposite table. Do you have any other witnesses, Ms. Elmore?
I have my mother, sister, and brother here.
All right. If you want her to testify?
She can, yes, sir.
Well, now this is your case, so understand what's saying that she can, it doesn't matter to me whether she does or not. It's up to you to put on the proof that you think justifies this. So do you want her to testify?
Yes.
All right. Come up, please, ma'am. You're acting as your own attorney, so you're going to have to put her on the stand and question her. Raise your right hand and be placed under oath.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall now give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Come around, please, ma'am. And I ask you as well to step to get as close to that microphone as you can and testify. Ms. Elmore, she is your witness, so if you will ask her the questions you think are important.
Do I need to stand or am I okay?
At the podium, I'm sorry. First of all, so that the record is clear, you are the mother of Miss Elmore, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what is your name?
Patricia Wilhardo.
Okay. Now, Ms. Elmore, we've established who she is and what her name is. You may ask any questions about her testimony. Needs to be regarding what this order of protection is about, the allegations of abuse and so forth. So ask her any questions you think is relevant.
On May 1st, the altercation that happened in the parking lot. Will you explain what happened? Okay, so on May 1st, I was in contact with my daughter just about every day. I knew the situation was getting very concerning to me. On Monday prior to May 1st, I actually talked to her, and from the abuse, verbal, mentally, physically, that she was sharing with me, I explained to her that day that if she didn't go to the school or go to the police station, that I was going to call myself. For the simple fact that I did not want to not hear from her one day, and I had to make that call. So on that day, to my knowledge, it was either that Monday
prior to May 1st of that week or that Tuesday. I'm not sure. I have notes, but I didn't bring my notes with me. I'm sorry. It was one of them 2 days that she actually went to her oldest daughter's school and reported everything that was going on with her. I felt good in the fact that she did that for the simple fact that somebody besides her knew what was going on with her. We continued to talk every day. She told me Tuesday night into Wednesday that she had to leave by May 1st is when she got her son's check. And she made the comment to me, Mama, I will not make it another 30 days if I stay here. That's when I decided to drive Wednesday night, all night. I met with my daughter that Thursday morning, May 1st. He made contact with me on my phone, begging me to let him see his children before we left.
Where do you live, ma'am? Where do you live?
I live in McEwen.
In McEwen, Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I let her know.
Is your daughter living with you now?
Yes, but she's in a home. She's getting help.
Okay.
I have the children. I have temporary custody of the kids.
You have temporary
Yes,
custody of the
and
kids?
right now, neither one of them can see the children. That's court ordered.
All right. Is the juvenile court involved in this?
Correct.
Regarding the children? Okay. And so right now you've got temporary custody of the children through juvenile court, and you are following those court rules.
Yes, sir.
All right.
No contact with the dad. Right now I'm scared to even have a family calling because I don't know if he's there.
Right.
But so May 1st, he met us up. He caught up with us at McDonald's. Soon as he seen the van, he jumped out of his car like a madman, ran to the drive-through where she was at trying to get breakfast for the kids. And that woman that's with him there was at the parking lot. Me and her were unaware that he had people there with him. He grabbed the keys to the van, threw them. That woman right there in the blue purple hair grabbed the keys, would not give them back to me, and I asked her to give them to me. Then he just went acting like John. Went into the van. Whitney, myself, asked him not to get the kids out of the van. Kids were screaming, crying by that time. He just ignored us to not get the children out of the car. He went to the back of the van, grabbed the 2-year-old, Briar. He was screaming, and he started walking in the parking lot holding his son in his hands. By this time, because of me watching him grabbing her keys, I was scared to get my phone out of my car because I was scared he was going to get my phone and throw it, or his people that he had with him were going to do something. I ran back to my car to get my phone, and people at McDonald's were already hollering at me, telling me they already called 911. So I'm waiting to hear, because I was trying to get information from the police station that was involved. I've been told 2 different police stations, so I'm still kind of working on that to see if anything was reported on that day.
All right. What you know about the physical abuse of your daughter, is that all what she's told you?
Yes. And
have you ever seen anything?
I've took pictures of it.
You suspicions?
And I've also took pictures of her bruises on her body.
Okay. And did you take those pictures, or you've seen the pictures?
No, I took them once I got her home here.
Okay. And those were pictures that were given to the court and juvenile court regarding the children?
No, not yet. No, they haven't. They suspended everything as far as juvenile court because of this.
Right.
She said we were at a standstill as far as the custody.
Well, juvenile court has priority over this court regarding custody of the children. Once children are taken into the custody of juvenile court, that court controls. Unless and until they conclude the litigation or they relinquish jurisdiction back to this court. But this court can only today
Mhm.
issue or not issue an extension of an order of protection. In this case, it won't involve the children because they're under the protection and control of the juvenile court. So that's why that's important. All right. Thank you. Any other questions for
Yes.
Mr. Kenny? Do you have any questions for this lady? Thank you, ma'am. You may step down and have a seat in the courtroom. So, do you have any other witnesses? No other witnesses. Mr. Kenny, you are not required to put on any proof, but you are given an opportunity, if you wish, to testify yourself or to call witnesses of your own. Do you want to testify in this case? Come on up. I would remind you that you were previously sworn, so you need to have a seat. So. Tell me, this is your opportunity to tell me why you oppose the extension of the order of protection and whether or not you think that there's a basis for that. So.
I wanted to extend it because
Speak up to the microphone.
I wanted to extend it because I'm afraid of the safety of my children.
You understand that the children, according to the proof, the children are under the control and jurisdiction of the juvenile court of Humphreys County and not this court. I don't have anything to do with the children because they're under the juvenile court. You understand that? So go ahead. And the question is having to do with this order of protection. It's only going to be between you and her. Juvenile court is going to control your access to the children. So do you oppose having this order of protection against you to keep you from contacting or being around her?
I don't agree with it.
All right, then tell me why you don't agree with it.
I just don't feel like it should be done like this. I should be able to be a part of my family. It was all false accusations. I mean, I don't know where the bruises have came from, but we had a big red-nosed pit. Well, we have kids. She was a stay-at-home mother. I don't understand where any of this is coming from.
Okay. Anything else?
Actually,
Ms. Elmore, you're acting as your own lawyer. You can ask questions if you want. You want to ask him any questions, you have to come to the podium, and it has to be in the form of a question. You've been given your opportunity to give your version of the event, so ask him questions.
So you never put your hands on me or threw me around?
no, ma'am. The only time I got physical is when you was physical. I was trying to get you away from me because I had our kids in my hands.
And when was that?
It was here in Tennessee when you came home drunk. When our oldest daughter said that you was running off the road into the ditches.
I'm talking about in Ohio. The reason why I left. Like, and the gun that you put in my hand.
The gun was in the truck the whole time at Ariel's house in the pickup truck.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done, sir. I have no more questions.
You live in Ohio?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have any witnesses that you want to call?
Yes, sir.
Have a seat. Call your witness.
Ariel.
Raise your right hand. Be placed under oath.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall now give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Come around, have a seat in the witness stand. Mr. Keeney, this is your witness, so you're acting as your own lawyer. You're going to have to ask her the appropriate question. What is your name, ma'am?
Ariel Waller.
Ariel Waller?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead.
Which one did you see in our relationship physical?
So all of my knowledge has been that Whitney has been the one that's physical. I have recordings of her on my phone screaming and cussing at John. She even got physical with me at the.
What is your relationship with these parties?
So John is by law no blood to me, but he was raised as my brother.
Okay. And you've been around the two of them when they were living in Ohio?
Yes, sir.
Right. Go ahead.
I have recordings of Whitney screaming and cussing at John. And even the day at McDonald's, she grabbed a hold of my arm whenever I picked up her keys that were thrown. I picked them up and she grabbed a hold of my arm, moved her around on my arm. So that is to my knowledge the physical one. She also has like past history of being physical.
What other questions?
What was your story? What happened at McDonald's?
So my husband and John worked together, and they left for work already that day. And I seen John pull in a panic, and I walked outside, and he was already gone. And my husband told me that Whitney was taking the kids and leaving the state of Ohio, and John went to go meet them so that he could see his babies. And when we got the word that they were at McDonald's, we went down there and they were already there. Whitney's mom was in John's face when I got there, and I got out of the car and, I told John to go calm down and picked up the keys. And then Whitney grabbed a hold of me, and I saw the keys in my hand. I told her just to wait for the sheriffs because we had already called the sheriffs. We called the sheriffs before we left my salon, which is only about 5 minutes down the road. And then when they went back to arguing, I set the keys on the top of her hood. And her mother and her uncle were there. Her uncle, to my knowledge, is a sex offender who's not supposed to be around children. He was there, and they were cussing me, and my husband told him that he had to leave me alone. The babies were in the car unattended, and John went and picked one of them up, Briar, the oldest. Ainsley, her oldest, was standing over there with me. I was just trying to keep her calm and keep her out of the hustle and bustle of the situation. And then the police got there, and they, the police in Ohio said that they were allowed to go and to take it up with our custody court, which we did. We filed for custody shortly thereafter.
Okay, anything else?
My dolly was broke down at your salon, correct?
Yeah, your dolly's been at my salon for a while now. He just now got it legal as of last week. We have a gated lot on the back of my salon. That's where it was at. We have a gated lot on the back of my salon. That my husband does like restorations on cars and stuff, so it's parked out there with it.
That's what I got was that. Because I always kept it in the truck because we had
testifying. You can only ask questions. Anything else? All right, thank you. Ms. Emery, do you want to ask questions of this witness? Remind you that they must be in question form.
I just want to say I have nothing because they're under oath and it's nothing but lies. So I'm good.
Have a seat. Thank you, ma'am. You step down.
Thank you.
Ken, do you have any other questions?
Yes, sir.
Any other witnesses? I'm sorry. You have any other proof? All right. What I can tell is very clear from this situation is that the relationship between the two of you is extremely volatile, and I think it's best to try to separate the two of you. The court finds that there should be an extension of this order of protection, but I'm not going to extend it for an entire year. I'm going to extend it for 6 months. And this only applies to the relationship between Ms. Elmore and Mr. Keeney. In other words, I'm not preventing you from having contact with your children, but you're not to come around or threaten or harass or have any contact with Ms. Elmore other than that which is allowed by the court regarding the visitation with your children. You understand all that? All right. It'll be for a 6-month period. If you'll have a seat in the courtroom, a seat out in the hallway, I can give you a copy of this after I'm finished filling it out. Thank you. right. That's good.
2025 CV 54, Felicia Morgan versus Bobby Hood.
All right, this is a hearing on the extension of an order of protection that was obtained by Ms. Morgan. Ms. Morgan, you have obtained an ex parte order of protection that was issued in this case. And today's hearing is to determine whether or not there should be an extension of that for up to 1 year. You heard me ask earlier, do you wish to have that order of protection extended? Do you oppose the extension of that order, Mr. Hood?
Yes, sir. I haven't been around this lady. I haven't talked to her in 6 months. About 2 weeks ago, I was in the Tennessee City Dollar Store. Her little girl did come.
All right, you need to stop. Just stop where you are, and let me just explain to you that if you're going to testify about any of the aspects of this case, then you're going to have to be placed under oath. But she gets to go first to tell her side of this situation.
Just stay away from her. I haven't contacted her. So.
Well, you understand this hearing is designed for me to determine whether or not the order that was entered ex parte to bar you from having any contact with her should be extended for up to 1 year.
Yes, sir.
If you don't oppose that, if you're in agreement with the extension of that order, then it's a simple matter. I will extend that order of protection for up to 1 year, and then you can be on your way.
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do? All right, then I'll extend the order of protection. I'll have to fill it out. So if you'll have a seat, then you may want to sit in the courtroom, and you can have a seat out in the hallway, Mr. Hood, and they'll serve you with a copy of this order after I filled it out. All right.
So we're done.
Just sit. You can sit up out in the hallway and wait till I can get a copy of this order. Yeah. All right. Knowles, welcome. Sanders, you and Mr. Knowles discussing this matter, or is there, where are we on it?
Well, Your Honor, we've discussed it. I'll let Mr. Knowles address the court, and then I'll respond. Your Honor,
Yes. If you want a copy of the order of protection that I've just issued, you need to get it from the clerk's office.
Your Honor, I did receive this motion on or about May 16th on my email, and it did go into my junk file, and I didn't know about this until Mr. Sanders called, but that is at no fault of himself. So I, of course, would ask the court for a reset on this matter, as I've not talked to my client since, I guess, August of last year, as these proceedings have just been progressing.
From reading Mr. Sanders' motion, it sets out that Mr. Wilson was in fact indicted by the Humphreys County Grand Jury and that those charges are still pending.
Correct.
So I think under the circumstances that your client's involvement is going to be pretty well essential. We have some dates, I think additional chancery dates that could be heard.
We got the 3rd, 4th, and 30th of June.
We have June the 3rd, 4th, and the 30th.
Judge, I'm kind of at Mr. Sanders' discretion there, which one he wants to pick. I'm the one that's messed this up. So
I'm available the 4th. That's this Wednesday, right? I'm available.
if we have Judge England coming to Benton County for conflict cases, since I can't go in front of our general sessions judge. So if I could come at 9:30 or 10, I could be here. I don't know what the court's docket looks like.
Well, let's see, the 4th. Oh, I think we'd be fine to be here by 10 o'clock. Yeah, I think you can be here at 10.
Which I was going to jump and stall, but get upset with Mr. Knowles for not being noticed of this hearing. But since we're coming back Wednesday, I'll save that for another time.
All right, Wednesday. We'll move you to Wednesday at 10 o'clock.
Your Honor, I would also ask the court, the officer has already testified at DCS. Do you want to hear from them again, or?
I'm not going to tell you. You've put it in the wrong terms. Do I want to hear?
Well,
I will hear whatever the two of you representing your clients feel is appropriate, but it is not my case. It is not for me to determine what evidence should or should not be presented. I think if there's a question about whether or not, if this gentleman is still under indictment for alleged abuse of his stepdaughter or his girlfriend's daughter, I think it was, from what I recall, then clearly the court has heard part of that before, I think. And as a result, you know, what I want to know, Mr. Sanders's motion appears to just address problems with his visitation. So it's unlikely he's, you know, I'm not going to set aside the prior orders, but if there's a modification that needs to be made to it, allow visitation, depending on what the circumstances are. So I'll leave it up to you all what kind of proof you want to put on. But I'll be here at 9 o'clock Wednesday morning, and we'll take you up as soon as you can get here.
Yes, sir.
That it? All right. Guess that concludes our docket for today, so we stand adjourned.
All right.